We had an opportunity to chat today at a breakout session about what is OpenClaw's relationship to the demise of MCP. And when we think about that, we came up with basically three constructs. One was that the pace of the social experiment is going to outpace enterprise's ability to respond. What are your thoughts around that?
Yeah, number one, top problem, machine scale versus human scale. Machine scale is moving at 10x, 100x, 1000x faster than we are, which means how do we cope? And so we're gonna have to take breaks, we have to connect, we have to reassess. This is gonna continue for quite some time because the machines are moving much quicker than we are. The trends are moving much quicker than we are, as we notice. Like in 1 week, how many names do we have?
A claw, a
Bolt.
and then now another OpenClaw.
Is it OpenClaw?
Yeah.
Have we held to OpenClaw?
Well,
I don't know, by the time this video goes out, we have an idea.
I haven't checked
exactly.
in a bit. So the next area is like, okay, so enterprise standards move so slow. What we're seeing is this thing move at the pace of AI. So what is the response that we need to be able to kind of engender with our clients?
Yeah, our challenge is to make sure that the data sets and the tools that we have are actually separate of all the techniques that we're going to apply. That's one of the more important things because data is everything. And once we protect that, we call it a digital graph or the model that you're holding. You've got to make sure that that's protected, and then we're going to apply different models over it. Here's the challenge though, how do we do persistence and persistent memory over time? See, that's going to be the hard part to carry over memory, and that's the interesting about OpenClaw, it has persistent memory.
All right, so the next area is around like, people are going to sidecar this into the enterprise. So what happens when bad actors are able to kind of take advantage of this? We obviously have a threat response, but what are your thoughts on security in this scenario?
We need to get back to security by design, and the security teams have to be, if not one step, but get really close to actually what the new trends are. Like right now, every security team should be looking at this to figure out how they're going to avoid that scenario where all their data gets released as someone, well, I hope the devices are locked down. Let's start with that, and then how that's entering into the system.
So speed of standards, the social experiment around the AI tooling, and then the threat vectors that are being introduced. Basically don't get invested in a product, get invested in capability, the ability to respond to multiple changes that are happening at this pace 4 times in 3 days.
4 times in 3 days.
Yeah,
I mean, it's massive, right? And then the other piece is really, you can do a lot of this before you even code. The planning and the design is really important. We saw 3 big things that are happening in this market. One, margin compression, 10 times, you're working 10 times faster to stay still. Exponential scale, you have to be 10x, 100x, 1000x better. That's what we're operating at, not 30%, not 50%. And more importantly, because of that, we have what we call infinite possibilities. And in a world of infinite possibilities, your order of operations is really important. That precision in order of operations means if you don't get that right, you're going to screw up. And that's where the planning and the strategy has to happen up front.
Perfect, right, thanks.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Thanks a lot for having me.